In recent times, Ilorin, the Islamic city of Kwara State, Nigeria, has witnessed an unprecedented influx of people from all over the country due to the unparalleled peace and tranquility of the city, thereby causing an exponential rise in its population. As various projects are being initiated by the government to accommodate this population, which only takes care of the socio-economic needs of the people, His Royal Highness Mai Martaba the Sarkin Ilori, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, CFR, in his wisdom and as the custodian of the Islamic Caliphate, conceived a need for redevelopment and restructuring of various religious centers vis-a-vis the expansion of these worship places to suit the ever-expanding population.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. By the grace of Almighty Allah, I'm the chairman of the Eid Reconstruction and Maintenance Committee set up for our Royal Father, Mai Martaba, the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, in the middle part of 2001. The terms of reference given to us is to look into how to rehabilitate the Eid praying ground. A lot of people, but most especially one of our distinguished citizens who is now late in the Allah grant him Jannah Fidal, General Abkarim Adisa, during his tenure as Minister of the Federal Republic, was able to muster resources to, not his own personal resources, but from various people, to bring the Eid ground to the stage where it was before we came in. What he did, one was to try to establish, the perimeter fence. This was done together with a number of gates. I think 6 or 8 number of gates around the entire premises. I think quickly I must say that we're lucky since the movement of the Eid praying ground from the former location, which you will get the history of from some of my colleagues in the committee, to the present location. And the committee is made up of eminent citizens of Ilorin, men and women, prominent men and women, which includes, religious leaders, professionals, architects, engineers, town planners, eminent women in the society. Prominent among them are Elijah, Mrs. Gold, and our own Professor Aisha Gobiri, and a few others. And the mandate given to us is to make sure that we bring that Eid praying ground to a befitting status. To do that with the expanse of land that we were graciously given, thankfully, by the present, when I say given, the CFO for the Eid praying ground was granted to us shortly before the committee was formed by the executive governor of Kwara State. And with the pressure mounted by one of our prominent sons, late Alhaji Morosaro of blessed memory, he made several trips from Lagos to here to be sure that as if he knew he was going to die so quickly, Governor granted us the CFO. And gracefully, that was given. That property now becomes the property of Ilorin Eid praying ground under the umbrella of Ilorin Central Mosque Committee, being administered by Alhaji Gafa.
If you observe His Royal One very carefully, there is no committee, be it religion or otherwise, it constitutes that will not involve women. Honestly, behind, I'm always proud of the royal one. Come to the Juma service prayer, we have a lot of women participating. He further instructed that they should erect women's section at the back of the Juma service. The same thing will come up for this Eid playing ground. Though it's tasking, but I promise you that so far we have a lot of Muslim women organizations. We have Former as Umbrella, we have Nasfat, we have Ansar Islam, we have Ansaruddin, we have Muslim Ladies Circle all over the places. Each of these organizations, Islamic organizations, they have their own women wing. And in any propagation, in any effort to put things right, women are always by their side to advise them, let us do it this way, let us do it this way. Similarly, it's going to happen when it comes to development and management of the Eid praying ground for Ilorin.
Ilorin is associated with different Islamic events. Notable among them are Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Kabir celebrations. These two remarkable annual events commence with the observation of the 2 Rak'at prayers at the Ilorin Eid prayer ground, led by the Chief Imam of Ilorin and its environs.
If you want to talk about the Eid praying ground in Ilorin, we want to start from the first one. The first one we had was at Sirkin Town along Sobi Road. And that was during the time of the first Emir of Ilorin, Abdul Salam. He was the Emir recognized by the British and the people at that time from 1826, and he was there till maybe 42 or so. So that first Eid praying ground had been in existence during his reign, which started 1826. So by that fact, the history of the Eid praying ground began about that time. That was 1826. And it was during that time too that another important factor that can, lay credence to that was the war of Kudima War. Our people were attacked by some Yoruba elements with support of Baruba people, Kaima, and so on and so forth. That war took place, that Kudima War took place about that time too. When it took place, our people the war was ongoing when they agreed to have a truce, and it was during Ramadan. So, but the people did not keep to it, the other people did not keep to part of that agreement. So the history has it that our people left the Eid praying ground at that place to defend the town. And that was about 18-something to that. So that established the fact that the first praying ground started in 1820-something or so. The second one was the one at the junction of Taiwo Road and Unity Road, now very close to the present fire service station, which has become the amusement park. That was the second one. But the present one where we are today was allocated to us by the military governor of Kwara State in 1976. That was late General Ini. When Taiwo was appointed the military governor of Kwara State, immediately after the Muritala Obasanjo regime started, Colonel Taiwo intended to create what we call amusement park in front of the Emir where the market was then. And then they wanted to move the market from that place to the local government. Although the people of the town were not happy with it. And there was an attempt to, pacify them, but it didn't work. The government went ahead to demolish the whole colonial buildings that we had that year and moved the local government moved the market to be there. And part of that place was being used for local government at that time. So the market was to be moved to that place, and then the amusement park to be at the market. Unfortunately, Colonel Taiwo died. So when Naini came, he was then a colonel too. When he came, people protested and he listened to them. So he now moved he now allowed the community to bring in the central mosque to the market that was demolished, and allowed the market people to go to Agor market. They were moved to Agor market. And then it was then that he decided to move the amusement park, which Colonel Taiwo wanted to build in front of the palace, to the present place where we were using as the Eid praying ground that time. So we now allocated this place to replace that place. And that was in 1976. By 1995, this place received what we call a kind of, about 1995 or so, when General Adisa was the Minister of Works, this place received a boost of infrastructures and things like that, the fencing, the gate, and everything like that.
General Abdul Karim Adisa, about 30 years ago, tried to do something there. For 30 years to this time, you can imagine most of the facilities have dilapidated. So the first thing we are attempting to do is to secure the land by re-erecting all the walls, beautifying them, clearing all the surroundings. And that is ongoing at the moment. The other areas that will come, which are major projects that will generate funds for the East ground, is the Alal commercial area. This Alal commercial area will provide, there will be provision for shops, there will be provision for offices, there will be provision for other Alal activities that will generate funds which can be used to continue the development of the Eid ground, and at the same time even extend some to our central mosque. To fund it, we rely on well-meaning people first and foremost in the community, and people have to see what you want to do first before they can come in. And so on our own, in our committee, we say yes, we are going to kickstart it, and we will start from home and ask first and foremost from good many people, the environment. Start from us. I think the first started from many of us in the committee. We were little and meager resources. We made our own contribution to kickstart, to fix the fences that are falling down. Many of us, put in the little cash, and many of us put in our energies and efforts. And I must commend the efforts of virtually everybody. But more importantly, somebody like Mrs. Sadaja Good, who will go there every day, just to monitor what was going on. May Allah reward her.
Anytime I move out of my house, I feel like checking, is there any development going on? Is there any activity as to the improvement of the ground? And always, we are always there. Even at the point when we became afraid, when there was a breakdown of the bridge, and some vehicles were diverted into, we felt it. Women felt it. They called in the Amir for Islamic organization, that is Elijah Memunat Oniage, called my attention. I am not strong enough, but there is something going on at Idi. I said, Mama, don't be. I was there throughout almost every time to check what was going on. Alhamdulillah, we are able to resolve, and things went back to the normal.
Having held the record for the city with the most outstanding central mosque, it is unsatisfactory for the Eid prayer ground to be opposite ecstatically to that of the Central Mosque, definitely the Ilorin Eid Prayer Ground Development Committee has a huge gap to bridge.
We've been able to get, resources and support from Our Excellency, Executive Governor of Kwara State, who has graciously donated a whopping sum of 25 million naira, and fully, paid towards the efforts of what we have done so far. Our Senator, Mustafa, has also graciously donated a large sum of money. Our little self here too, on our own, we've put in almost close to 10 million naira within our limited resources. Many of us in the committee have put in a lot of money, 1,000. There are some that cannot even convert into money. Their efforts, everybody in the committee, but importantly, our chairman of the technical committee has put in efforts, professional efforts that you cannot, unquantifiable. If you go to the place today, you see that most of the fences that have fallen down have been restored. And they have been modernized, and they are continuously being modernized. Other issues that our committee has addressed, security. So we have actually established, the gatehouses, for sufficient to accommodate the police and vigilante group in our hands. But a lot of work to do. But apart from that, we had a grandeur plan. In our central mosque, it becomes almost a tourist attraction in the country. We, by the grace of God, is our intention to bring this Eid praying ground to a level where it will be a place where everybody will want to come and see. They will leave their own place, to come and do Eid in Ilorin, because they want to use our Eid praying ground.
We have located a very strategic corner of the site, and along that axis we don't have any sizable petrol station. So we are putting a mega station, a very strategic corner and part of the commercial area. So we're expecting that also on that site. As the chairman rightly said, the committee has approved Islamic Education Center. And this is also located in a strategic place that will discourage encroachment from that axis. One of the things we will see that is going on presently is, apart from the fencing as part of the security program, is to rehabilitate some of the existing abandoned buildings so that the police can use it as their police post, and then the vigilante will also have their own. All these two have been completed, and in fact the vigilante have started using their own. With this, security will be guaranteed 24 hours.
What is significant now is that we want to give it a facelift, and we are approaching people, the philanthropists, the Muslim VIPs, the industrialists, Muslim individuals, men and women, to rally around us and contribute generously to this project. We, as Muslims, we need to have vision. We are not working just for today. We are working for greater tomorrow. And that greater tomorrow, we cannot just put it in a small scoop. I mean, only God knows. There will be expansion and growth in the population. And as a result of this, we don't want this place to remain as it is now. We want to touch it. I want it to reflect modernity. We are going to apply that principle of Islam, which is al-amana. In any society, when amana is lacking, then the whole society is collapsing or will collapse. So what we are saying now is that we want you to be rest assured that whatever we generate here, inshallah, will be transparently, judiciously spent.
Alhamdulillah, I want to specially appeal to sons and daughters of Ilorin, having listened and even watched the chairman of this very, very important committee, as well as the technical chairman, on what we are aiming for Ilorin Eid praying ground, that sons and daughters of Ilorin should mobilize themselves to donate generously for the achievement of our goals. Beyond this, we want Muslim philanthropists from all over the country and beyond to contribute generously for the achievement of these gigantic goals. Just like Ilorin ultra-modern central mosque now, which cannot be compared with anyone all over the country and is one of the best in the whole of West Africa, we want Ilorin Eid praying ground to be a masterpiece of praying grounds in Nigeria. Special thanks to His Royal Highness, the Martaba, the Emir of Ilorin, for his commitment and dedication to the cause of Islam and for the upliftment of Islam and Ilorin Emirate community in socio-economic development. May Allah continue to be with him, his traditional chiefs, and the entire people of Ilorin Emirate and Kwara State as a whole.
As the committee for the new phase of the Ilorin Eid prayer ground races against time to complete the tremendous task given to them by His Royal Highness and peace-loving people of Ilorin, Garin Alimi, it is no doubt that every support received from the sons and daughters of Ilorin and the good people of Kwara and Nigeria at large matters a lot. Long live the Emir. Long live Ilorin Emirate. Long live Kwara State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.